Part of the human experience is growing. Some argue it should be more a part of people's experience. Growing. You start with a little seed and you become an entirely separate being in due time. Many people throughout their entire lives don't grow, or don't grow to the extent to which they think they could. Some grow to the extent that they think they could and go to lengths they didn't even or couldn't have imagined. What growth requires is death. It's not actually a death, so I'm actually going to rephrase it a different way. Imagine it like the symbol of the Ace of Spade, an acorn, a seed, a potential, and based upon the minerals and the nutrients, the sunlight, the amount of water that it gets, every seed grows differently. But that what's different with human beings or animals, over time, as with everything, people become accustomed to how they've done things within the past. And they think that, or at least some think, that they can carry what got them to the place that they're at in the present is by means of which methods they were taught in the past can then take them to lengths or to places that they have never gone in their future. And it is by just that one strategy that people then become obsessed with this idea of complacency. And they do it unconsciously. And there are many variables of which for why someone could become complacent. But oftentimes, what becomes their root of complacency is complacency itself. It's the way that they have always done things. It's their environment. It's the instructions that they have unconsciously told themselves day in, day out for years that have told them, this is kind of nice. But you know what? That over there looks really nice too. And they don't think to change anything. Everybody knows the definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same things, repeating the same results, well then there's nothing else to blame but yourself, because you haven't changed anything to give you a different outcome. It's just like programming a computer. If you have all the digits right, except for one or two, and within those one or two errors, you haven't already built within the computer or the software program any redundancies, then that software is not going to operate as intended, or that software might not even work at all. And the reason that is because there's specific instructions as to how one needs to move forward. If you don't change anything that you do within your day to take you to where you want to go, somewhere in the future, some undefined place, but you don't plan or aren't planning on implementing any new things within your life itself, or adjust things how they currently are so that they could possibly be different in the future, well then you are in that same place of insanity. You are doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result, yet changing nothing. And I think the quickest way someone can change one of the most objectionable things one can do to begin to change their life is beginning with the way that you dress yourself. Change the way that you put on your shirt. Change the way that you put on your socks. If you always put on your right foot sock and shoe first, do the left. Any alteration of those things is going to begin your mind to fire and wire neurons, and it's going to rewire the way in which that your brain works. Because the brain is the mastermind. The brain is where all of this comes in from, or how it's all computed. So just change your appearance. Something tangible that you can physically feel. Like whether that's a new shirt, whether that's instead of wearing sweatpants, you wear jeans. That's one thing that I've noticed. If I want to work and not have to worry about sweating all over the place or becoming so uncomfortable with the external environment to which makes me have to put on a coat or makes me take off a coat or makes me take off my sweatpants and put on shorts, then I just put on jeans because I know I can just sweat with jeans and be fine. And I also know that you do hard work like yard work in jeans. It's firing and wiring connections like those. Like, okay, I am now putting on my jeans so that mentally I can put myself in the work mode. I put on a hat and I put on my sunglasses when I go out to mow the lawn. Boom. I am now in lawn mode. I am now in lawn care mode, if you really wanted to go that far. You kind of see where I'm coming from. All of this can sort of be wrapped up into the mindset of fake it till you make it. Because that's what it actually is. Because the mind does not know the difference between the two. Because once you start doing a thing, you start doing it over and over again, you start learning new ways of having to work or having to have your mind think, you are then able to come up with new ways of being. You are able to come up with a new state of being, a more operational, a more functional way of inserting yourself or incorporating yourself with life. It's all about the kind of role or occupation you want to have at that time. If you get off of work and you have kids and you need to take care of the kids as you get home, what do? You usually change your clothes from your work clothes and you change into your home clothes or your informal clothes. Not only are they more comfy, but they also tell your mind, okay, I'm not at work anymore. I don't have to worry about answering emails. I don't have to worry about answering calls. I can now focus on family life, on home life. This is where one begins to understand how important changing your environment is. And changing your environment can be as small as changing just a single thought that you think, or just changing a single operation that you do throughout your day, changing even the utensil that you write with. Changing anything is bound to give you a different result from the one in which you no longer want.